There are spoilers in this review, so if you've never seen the movie, do not watch this review. What's going on? Today we're going to review this movie called Venom. This 2018 cinema movie called Venom. This takes place within the Marvel Universe. Here's the overview description. A journalist, Eddie Brock, is trying to take down Carlton Drake, the notorious and brilliant founder of the Life Foundation. While investigating one of Drake's experiments, Eddie's body merges with the alien Venom, leaving him with superhuman strength and power. Twisted, dark, and fueled by rage, Venom tries to control the new and dangerous abilities that Eddie finds so intoxicating. And I have these list of notes there, pretty much bring my thoughts, and this is what I get from the movie Venom. I believe that God can speak to you through movies and give you like revelations and stuff that, that these creators and directors be pushing in. And so far, my thoughts about the movie, I think it was good. It wasn't great or amazing. It was just good. It's only so much you can do with an anti-hero movie. What is an anti-hero? See, an anti-hero is basically someone that lacks the attributes of a hero. My closest comparison I could say is basically like saying a good villain, a good devil, basically. And I'm not a roller of that concept, but to explain the movie, the notes, let's see. Yeah, this movie does have some conspiracies.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to hear no more conspiracies. All you talk about is conspiracies.
And it's in the movie. Anyways, the protagonist, Eddie Brock, he is a news reporter and he works for this company called Life Foundation, which is founded by this man named Carlton Drake, Mr. Drake. And Mr. Drake was looking at, there was these alien symbiotes that came from outer space and they were possessing humans and making them like have these crazy, super powerful abilities. And this was taking place within the back doors of the Life Foundation company. And Eddie Brock found information about this through his wife's laptop after he unlocked the password and all that stuff. His fiance, not wife, his potential fiance, fiance, the woman he about to marry. So he found more detailed information about the alien symbiotes, and if any of y'all know who the alien symbiotes are, they're like these Venom type creatures. There's different types of Venoms. Well, there are different types of symbiotes. One is Venom, one is Riot, one is Rage, one is called Carnage, and those who know Spider-Man knows. And he tries to expose them, but then immediately gets shunned and fired from his job because the accusations he was making, he didn't have no proof. And the founder, of course, was trying to act oblivious, purposely acting oblivious so that those that was trying to expose him would look crazy. But what ended up happening was Eddie was too outspoken and he ended up getting shunned, and security came out and they just fired him, and he ended up losing his job. And then his woman, his potential wife, left him and of course found somebody else. And he had no proof, and throughout the movie it does shows people being tested on, and then of course they throw shade at God using the Abraham sacrifice his son story, twisting the story, saying basically trying to justify the point. God has abandoned us, God has left us, and all that little blasphemous stuff. But within the movie there were humans dying from these alien symbiotes overtaking them. But now the point I wanted to cut across was the film was basically showing a fictional, exaggerated, metaphorical version of demonic possession. Because these creatures had minds of their own and they know humans. They were basically trying to mimic what God does to us. How God he seeks us, he reaches us, and he wants us to just choose him and give our lives to him. These aliens were, seeking the humans and seeking a body, a host to possess and take over. And as they're taking over these humans, they know the human thoughts and all that stuff. And when the humans, they surrender to these things will start having more control over their bodies. And these things do have ability to regenerate. The Venom, it does show the Venom regenerating and all that stuff. And of course, I like seeing the action in the cinema. I love seeing all the graphics and, seeing the effects. And it's just so cool. I think it's so cool, it's so awesome to see that. But what this film also shows is that these things kind of are like exaggerated, metaphorical versions of demons, how these demons can literally guide you and guide your mind and guide your decisions, be this voice in your head. Science may call it like schizophrenia, but fail to realize that there's a world we can't see that affects the world that we can see, and that there are literal beings that are not of this world that's trying to make their way in here. That's also what this movie covers. And of course, science does have awareness about the other world, the world we can't see, and beings that live in these worlds that we don't know about. But then within the movie, the founder, of course, tries to put a hit out on Eddie, because what ended up happening was one of the close workers that work with the founder, she wasn't rolling with him no more, because the things that was taking place, the humans that was getting slayed by these aliens. So she went to tell Eddie Brock that all them crazy claims that he made were true. And come to find out, more information was being spread, exposing the Life Foundation, and pretty much it's been exposed, and the founder tries to, of course, capture Eddie to shut his mouth, and what ended up happening was one of the symbiotes took over him, and now he has superhuman ability to mass manipulate the masses and to shun them. And by the closing part of the movie, the ending of the movie, there was supposed to be a spaceship that transcend and get all the other aliens, because it's millions of them. It's a lot of the alien symbiotes, and the founder was going to make the spaceship transcend so that the alien race would basically take over the world, and everybody would just be some venomous freaks. But what ended up happening was the protagonist and the Venom just liked how it was on Earth and didn't want the race to take over. What ended up happening was he tried to reverse it by counterfighting the founder, and at the end of the movie, the aliens did not take over the world. The spaceship got destroyed, so the Earth was safe. And yeah, that's the movie in a nutshell. Of course, there were many other details, like the human feeling like, the protagonist feeling like he wasn't nothing, and Venom, because he got the Venom, he was great and mighty. But in the Venom's planet, the Venom was just like how Eddie was. He felt like he wasn't nothing. But that's the movie in a nutshell. And also what I get from this movie is that they trying to put this message that, like, man, why be human when you could be something more than a human? A freakazoid. But that's the review of the movie, the Venom movie, the 2018 cinema Venom. I give it a strong 6 out of 10. Who am I to rate these movies? If I don't make cinema myself, of course I animate online and YouTube with these little mob of faith. But when you hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell, and it'll let you know what new videos is coming out. You hit that like, and if you comment, I do respond back. You comment anything, speak your mind, and all that good stuff. And the scheduling of how these videos are uploaded. They're uploaded on Monday afternoon, Eastern time, mostly around that 6 o'clock range. And yeah, new videos come out every Monday.